Since you guys really seem to like whenever I cover someone who's doing some lolcalsy shit or is just doing something ridiculous, I guess this is going to become a regular or semi-regular thing on this channel. So let's welcome in a new series, the Penguin Observation Network, or PON for short. Here we're going to observe people and just weird events happening on YouTube, but we don't actually engage in them, we just watch from afar. Today we're going to be looking at an interesting person on the site. Keyword on interesting, that's probably putting it lightly. And I'll be honest, I'm not even 100% sure where I should even begin with this person. Meet Cyrax. Jeff, that's the wrong Cyrax, damn it. Oh shit, my bad, bro. Ease up on the Bob Marley. Alright, here it is. Okay, that's better. And no, that is not some monster from an 80s movie with fantastic practical effects, or one of us going ham with some video editing tricks or Blender renders. No, that is what he looks like. Cyrax is a musician, rapper, and artist. If you notice the air quotes, there's a good reason for that, and I'll get into that later. Cyrax has had numerous channels over the past 10 years under different names, and I don't even know them all. I don't even care to, honestly. As far as I know, the first channel was DJ Shadowblade, spelled like that for some reason. With a 10-year internet history, I'm sure you can imagine there is a lot of shit to cover with this guy. And there's so much to the point where trying to figure out what to cover was a huge challenge. It kind of feels like if I wanted to cover a Chris Chan, there's just so much shit that it's just overwhelming to be like, where do you even start with this? Speaking of Chris Chan, there's a lot of eerie similarities between these two. Let's get into it. Do you like sci-fi? Do you like superhero teams? Well, you might want to check out my book, Renegades Volume 1 Rise, now available on Amazon, both physical and digital. Set in the far future, humanity accidentally crossed over into another dimension while trying to escape a dying Earth. They arrived at a mirror Earth called Terra, inhabited by sentient humanoid animals called Terrans. Humans and Terrans coexisted for a little while, but they eventually went to war. After 10 years of brutal warfare, they eventually found peace. Our story is set 50 years later. A madman named Ivan and his terror cell called Scythe are searching for a dangerous weapon that will allow them to take over the world. The only people who can stop them are the Renegades, a ragtag group of misfits including a teenage girl trained to be a soldier since she was a child, a teenage delinquent with a hoverboard, 2 super geniuses, a former heavyweight pro boxer with cybernetic augments, and a mysterious blue creature with no memories and the ability to manipulate water and ice. In order to stop Ivan, the Renegades will have to take on giant mechs, evil megacorporations, terrorists, cyborg ninjas, and more in their exciting debut. You can pick up the digital version for 99 cents or the print version for 17 bucks. You can also read the book for free as serials on my Wattpad and Minds accounts. They are updated every other week with a new section.
They told them Bob.
Although, I was taught to play the freaks. But see, unlike you, I actually have a grasp on how to play a piano.
One similarity Cyrax has to Chris Chan, and this really applies to most, if not all, lolcows honestly, to some degree or another, is they're delusional. Cyrax has this in spades. He is beyond fucking delusional. He is convinced that he's a talented musician and that he's going to be the next big rapper. The best way I could describe him is take those people who go on American Idol and think they're the GOAT and talk themselves up as such, but when they get in front of the judges, it's so bad the judges are laughing. That's Cyrax in a nutshell.
Verse and a chorus, please.
Stop. Oh, Christ. That was terrible. I mean, seriously terrible.
Oh. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Now, being bad at making music is one thing. That's not something all that noteworthy outside of it being kind of funny. But the problem is he is so fucking delusional about it. And don't just take my word for it. Here it is straight from the horse's mouth.
And I have something to talk about. Something that I just recently found out through doing my own research. You know, taking a look at a huge analysis and asking friends and people that know me, that know what I'm capable of, and even random people that know of me that don't know me that way. I showed them what I'm able to do. But first off, you guys are wondering, what is acquired savant syndrome? Well, I'm about to show you.
Imagine, you are capable of playing something as intricate as this, and in fact, capable of composing something like this, on the fly. But you can't read music. You don't even know what the notes on the piano are. When asked to, you can't even play the most basic songs like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And you couldn't play piano at all until the age of 39, until a few days after a sudden and brutal accident. Derek Amato was a regular guy, with no particular interest or previous training in music. On the day of the accident, he was messing around in a swimming pool. He miscalculated a jump and cracked his head on the bottom. He says he doesn't remember much after that, other than a loud, exploding noise happening upon impact. He was pulled from the pool, bleeding from the ears, with a massive concussion. He came back from the hospital, having become half-deaf in one ear, and slept for 4 days. As he began to recover, he was drawn to a dusty piano in the room, thinking he would just press a couple keys for fun. What he did not expect was a sudden, immediate understanding of the musical notes and an ability to play and compose on the piano that seemed to appear overnight, with a grace that takes most people decades to master.
Acquired savant syndrome, a syndrome where what appears to be a dormant savant skill emerges after a brain injury or disease, skills that the person had no ability to do before the injury or illness.
I heard a song that I never heard before on the radio. I instantly started playing it like I knew it. But I wasn't playing it by chord. I was playing it by what is, and I didn't know this at the time, but I was playing by what is called perfect pitch. Now, what is perfect pitch? Let me give you an example. Basically, the way that I do perfect pitch is I'm able to, there's different variations of it, but the variation that I have allows me to play back what I hear vocally on any instrument, whether that be piano, whether that be guitar, or whatever.
I don't believe this is a thing. Because if massive head trauma can result in you mastering a skill you didn't have before, then so many goddamn football players must be absolute geniuses in other fields then. Same goes with people who keep getting kicked in the head in UFC and shit like that. We need to check them and make sure we ain't missing the next fucking Mozart or Bach or Beethoven or something, or Einstein, or Stephen Hawking's. I'm mashing X on my keyboard like a motherfucker right now. There's more. He also believes that he doesn't need to be classically trained in that he's naturally pitch perfect.
Let me explain something to you, dude. See, you were taught the old school ways. And believe me, I was taught a little bit of old school way myself. I was taught to play, Beethoven, Bach, all those. I was taught to play the greats. But see, unlike you, I actually have a grasp on how to play a piano vocally. I don't play by note or by key. There is no correct way to play a piano. I mean, there is, but that's only if you're going into classical competition. If you're going into, competitions for, say, Chopin or, Beethoven or whatever, the traditional way. I didn't learn the traditional way. See, I learned to play piano via vocal cord. What I hear vocally, I translate into keys on a keyboard. You've never created piano-style covers as I have done. And that's the thing, Pepperwood. Everyone here knows that you, in fact, are wrong. Natural vocal vibrato. Vibration in a key. So please, make a video proving me wrong. Because if you cannot prove me wrong, then you, my friend, obviously don't know what you're talking about.
Rewatching this clip, I think Delusional might be too nice. I have never heard anyone playing a piano vocally. Like, what the fuck is he on about? Someone more musically versed than me on a technical level is probably losing their goddamn minds over that clip. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You have my condolences. You have my sympathies on that. Even people who are an absolute beast when it comes to singing or playing an instrument, they had to have spent years, if not decades, practicing to get to the level they're at, that we see them now. Don't get me wrong, natural talent is a thing, and some people's voices are just naturally more inclined to singing certain ways. Some people's vocal cords just built different. Don't get me wrong, that's definitely a factor of it and everything. But even someone with natural talent, natural talent's only gonna get you so far. You need to actually practice and hone that and refine that and stuff. And there are people who are self-taught and they learn how to play an instrument through books or learn from watch people on YouTube and things like that. That definitely is a thing. I know some people who've learned how to play instruments that way, at least partially, are self-taught, and later went to classes and things like that. It happens. I learned how to edit videos through looking up how to do certain things on YouTube or just fucking around with it and figuring it out over the years. And I've probably spent about hundreds of hours doing editing at this point. So I guess I'm gonna count that as practice. I don't believe Cyrax practices that much at all. But moving on, Cyrax made his own record label at one point, and he has joined a bunch of other labels, some of them not legit, which we'll get into that in a minute. The most important label he signed with belongs to a guy who goes by the name of Eric Scrubolo. Scrubolo signed Cyrax to his label out of pity, and would shout him out in songs when he went by the name DJ Shadowblade. Cyrax fucked this up. He stole the name Cyrax from Eric because Eric went by that name, according to him. Eric even had an album coming out with that name in the title. He also stole music from Eric and possibly others in the label.
Listen, man, with the one they call Shadowblade,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to know my opinion on him. Well, number one, he is an ex-label mate.
Yeah.
He, I don't know, man, he stole like 10 of my songs.
Jesus Christ. He just steals everything, right?
Yeah. I've known him for close to maybe 10 years. And to be honest with you, in the beginning I felt bad for the guy. And, you know, I had a little clout and he was trying to be a DJ. And I'm like, okay, man, well, I mean, I kind of feel bad for you. Of course, you've got some problems, and let's see what we can do. If you listen to my songs, you hear me shout out to Blade.
Yeah, he goes by CYRAX'S now.
Yeah, that was stolen from me.
Wow, so you started going by Cyrax, and then he just stole the Cyrax name from you?
I was going to release an album called the Cyrax Complex.
Holy shit.
He used to go by Virus, which was also stolen from me.
In 2013, this reached a breaking point when Cyrax threw Scrubolo's dog tags into a lake. How he got these dog tags, I don't know. I don't know the details of this. But he tried to apologize for that with his girlfriend, and she really didn't add all that much. She just kind of stood there.
Listen, I know you're pretty upset about the whole dog tag thing and whatnot. Well, when we did the whole thing with the dog tags, it's because we were pissed off. We didn't know what the hell to do. We were seriously just, we were only doing like my mom wanted us to do. She came up with the idea to throw him into the lake, and at the time it seemed like a good idea. And honestly, we regret it, man.
Yeah, big time.
This feud or beef or whatever you want to call it went on for a while, and Cyrax fired back at Eric with these just absolute gems to show just how humble he is.
See, that's your problem. That's why I stopped working with you, is because you think you're better than everybody. Every time somebody leaves, you get pissed off at them and then call them out. And honestly, dude, all these pictures that you got on your fucking profile, dude, really? Yeah, you might not have a DJ, and you might think I suck. Well, dude, if I suck so bad, why is my music up on Spotify? Why have I been Reverb Nation's #1 artist from 2010 up to this year? So you want to talk shit, you better learn to do it right. Because, dude, like, we were brothers, but I guess I was wrong. So, I guess that ends that relationship. But you know what? At least I'm out here making money, nigga. That's the issue with you. You're not fucking business smart. I tried showing you business smart, but you don't want to fucking do it. Because see, unlike you, I'm helping artists to become independent. And what do? Sitting on your ass fucking smoking weed. If you're so goddamn popular, why ain't your music all over YouTube? Why ain't it all over SoundCloud? Why is it not on Spotify? Why is it not in the Google Play Store? Oh, that's right, I forgot. Because you're not as big as you think you are, dude. You're really not. So you want to come at me, dude? You better come correct, because you know what, dude? I'll shut you down just like I did that I'm Bob Sanders on fucking Live.me last night. So go ahead, keep talking your shit, homie. I dare you. I fucking dare you to keep talking your shit. As a matter of fact, dude, I want you to. Because guess what, man? At least I got hundreds of thousands of people buying my music. Whereas for you, yeah, you might have a few people buying your music, but dude, you're all talk, man. So dude, think before you step to the king of this shit, huh? You better think before you step to a god. Because that's what you're stepping to right now, is a motherfucking god. And if you think I'm playing, check my stats, homie. While you're sitting back on your fucking ass not doing a goddamn thing, dude, I'm sitting here busting my ass every day on my music. Well, what are you doing? Not doing hardly shit, except talking shit.
I want to highlight that he's claiming Eric is arrogant, but in the same breath he claims he has millions of followers and is making money through his music. Yet he still lives with his grandma and also calls himself a god. To steal a line from Metallica for a second, where's your crown, king nothing? Stealing people's songs and beats and names is not the only thing this guy has stolen. Shocking, I know. He steals people's art too. He'll take someone else's art, crop it, maybe slap some other image on top of it or some kind of filter on it, and then try to pass it off as his own shit. He doesn't credit the original person that he's taking stuff from to edit together or nothing. And he has gotten in trouble for this with people for stealing his shit. At one point he was trying to sell like his stolen art, and the artists behind the original posts, behind the original pieces, have gotten him shut down on more than one occasion as he was trying to sell this on his merch page on DeviantArt. I didn't even know DeviantArt had a merch page. That's actually kind of neat. He's admitted that this has happened multiple times, and he's attempted to justify it at least once. This is just one video I found. There's probably more.
And it's kind of fucking irritating. Almost daily I got motherfuckers telling me that I'm a supposed art thief. Man, y'all motherfuckers wouldn't know what real art theft is if it bit you in the motherfucking ass, bro. Like, y'all want to sit there and say that I'm an art thief, and I see this in the comments fucking daily, bro. Because while I'm over here creating actual original pieces, I'm over here getting called an art thief and having my shops taken down. This, that, and the other. Like, bro, it needs to stop, first off. First off, y'all motherfuckers need to quit shutting down my shit. And two, I ain't no fucking art thief. You know what an art thief does? They legitimately, blatantly steal someone else's work without making any fucking changes to it whatsoever at all. That is fucking art theft. Okay? When you take an original piece and you transform it into something else, that is not theft. That is called fair use.
Here's the thing, I don't think fair use applies to something you are selling. At least, not without getting permission from the original rights holder. I don't think that will hold up in court at all. I don't think you can cite fair use for that. Not that taking this man to court would be all that profitable anyway, since he has no job, like he has nothing you could really clean him out for. He allegedly plagiarized an entire book, which if that's the case, I hope whoever he plagiarized shut that shit down, because that's some fucking bullshit. At one point, Cyrax said he wanted to be a games developer, or that he was working on a game, and he claims the game was going to be a horror thing that's like Resident Evil crossed with an FPS like Halo or something. Look, I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know. This dude all over the damn place. He's also dabbled into filmmaking, and he had a channel called Dark Star Films, and he made a film called The Darkness on there. Jeff, god damn it, that's the wrong video again, man. Todd, you take over running the background clips. Fuck this shit, man. Alright, let's get into the short film. I watched this entire thing on the unofficial Cyrax archive channel, and glorious 360p. It is 21 minutes long, and one of my takeaways in this is Cyrax really likes to color grading everything green. It's like it's in the Matrix, but it looks way shittier. I think he was trying to go for like a night vision effect, but it really doesn't look good. It's also on when it's clearly supposed to be daytime, which makes no sense to me. The best way I can describe this movie is it's like a short film, because I don't even think you can call it a movie, it's just a short film. It's like a typical low-budget, found-footage, paranormal horror movie you can find on any streaming service, but way worse. The plot, if we can even call it that, is Cyrax is in his house while something is haunting him. This acting, man, you just have to see it. I can't even describe this.
The thing is, it wants to kill me.
Why do you seem so scared? All I wanted to do was play with you.
What was that?
Please come and play with me. I am so lonely. You're not afraid of the dark, are you?
Hello? Anyone there? Hello? Where is everybody? They said they were going to be here. Crap, I left my phone at the house. Oh well. I guess I'll have to call him when I get back.
One thing that confuses the shit out of me is, if this is supposed to be found footage, why are the parts where he's talking to the camera in his house, and then there's parts where he's walking around with it, but then there's also parts where the camera is just there, but he isn't holding it, and at no point does he say that it's resting or anything, or even, you know, pick it up and move it. And it's just like it's floating there, or it doesn't. Nowhere does he convey that someone else is holding the camera. Nor do I think that's the case at when those scenes happen. And I had to let this one scene play because it was legitimately funny, and I don't think it was intended to be.
Here in the forest,
Who said
dark
that?
and deep, I offer you eternal sleep.
Whoa!
Look, I get it, you don't have a budget, but man, there has to be a better way to do a low-budget ghost film. I've seen some YouTube ghost ARG things, and some of them are really well made, considering they most likely didn't have a budget, or at least not a big one or a reasonable one. they'll at least get basic stuff right, like having audio mixing not be terrible. And if you are gonna have a voice for the ghost, not having it obviously sound like it's being dubbed in, because it's way clearer and louder than Cyrax's audio. It also would help if you deleted that popping noise that plays right before she starts talking too. You can fix that with crossfade. This ain't it, Chief. I'm sure you're shocked by that assessment, but this ain't it. The only part of this that I would say is mildly creepy is when Cyrax does this weird strobe light effect while staring into a light and acting all weird and having this generic, loud, tense music playing. The only reason it's creepy is because it's Cyrax. I mean, the man doesn't have to try to look creepy. And weirdly enough, the night vision looks better here than it does everywhere else prior and after this. Overall, it's just a really boring short film outside of Cyrax's terrible acting and weird technical problems, like randomly changing the aspect ratio from like a normal one that you'd see in a movie to vertical like someone's recording a video on their cell phone for no goddamn reason while a girl is crab walking towards the camera with more loud generic horror music playing, followed by 2 minutes of a black screen at the end. Yeah, that's how this shit ends. It's very weird. I don't get it. You're making the channel awesome movies with like fine art here. I think I've gone over enough of his, can we call them talents? Let's get into Cyrax's greatest troll, Music Biz Marty.
Marty, do you want me to end my life?
Keeping with the Chris Chan comparison, if Cyrax is Chris Chan, Music Biz Marty, or Marty as I'm just gonna call him, is the Clyde Cash of this story. It seems like 9 times out of 10, if Cyrax is getting trolled, Marty is probably behind it or has a hand in it in some kind of way. One of the funniest things Marty was involved with was the record label saga, where 2 record labels suddenly appeared and both just so happened to want to sign Cyrax to their labels at the same time. Seems completely legit, doesn't it? One was named Ram Ranch Records and was headed by Music Biz Marty. Cyrax did not like Marty because he viewed Marty as only doing it for the money. This was backed up by this 100% absolutely legit, nothing suspicious here website. The record label he wanted was the Bender Boys, also totally 100% legit. He signed on with them, and to celebrate, he did this.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Cyrax in the house. Shout out to my motherfucking brothers over at Bender Boys Records. Shout out to the big homie CPN, Child's Play Ninja. I figured I'd just come in, kick it with y'all. Figured since I'm making it big time, may as well rock the swagger to go with it, boys.
Looking like a discount JC Denton's inbred distant cousin or some shit. Yeah, he signed on to this totally real, 100% legit record label, did no fucking research, I bet. Didn't do anything, just signed it. And, he made it big, and he's about to bring out that big ass Mission Accomplished banner and all that. He had the champagne, he had the bottles, he was living it up. But there's just one little problem here. The Bender Boys, after Cyrax's shit was not selling, had to do something radical.
I said I had to say, I made a video explaining.
Yo, Cyrax, I got an announcement to make.
What's up, dude?
Well, the video's not doing as well as we thought it was going to.
Yeah.
And speaking with the team here at Bender Boys Records, they deemed you unmanageable.
How?
And then we had to sell your contract, man.
Wait, what the fuck? Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
No, dude.
We sold it this morning.
What about that shit?
Are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah, the video didn't perform as well as we thought it was going to.
What the fuck, dude? Are you fucking serious? I put in all that hard work for nothing? Are you serious right now?
Well, we sold the contract.
Bro, you're fucking stupid. You're stupid, man. What the fuck, man? I put in all that hard work for you and the crew for what? What the fuck, man?
Well, we sold your contract, so you're still signed.
You know what? Fuck you and fuck the Bender Boys. I'm doing this shit on my own. Fuck you.
Do you want to know who we sold it to?
I already know. Music, bitch, Marty, the fucking comeback.
Keep in mind, because this makes this even funnier, at this point, Cyrax knew Music Biz Marty like to troll him. I don't know why the fuck he thought any of this shit was legit at this point, but he did eventually realize he was being fucked with, and then deleted the channel that was named Cyrax. This was just one of the crazy things Marty has pulled with Cyrax. There's more. I'm not going into all of it for obvious reasons. But like Chris Chan, Cyrax has had several fake girlfriends that were actually trolls, and a lot of them were people working with Marty. One of them being a girl named Strawberry Sunshine. This relationship, if you can call it that, went downhill when it turns out Cyrax was sexting someone else who was disabled named Cindy Lou, who I don't know if they're a real person or not, or if they're just a catfish by Marty. But either way, Marty then confronted Cyrax about this on stream while Strawberry was there, and words cannot do justice how this all went down. You just have to see it. I'm gonna have to play the clips.
The amazing thing to me was when he was confronted, Cyrax for 40 seconds went dead quiet. For the first time that I've ever seen, Cyrax had absolutely nothing to say for himself. Is Cindy Lou ring a bell, Cyrax? And just look at it. Just look at the wheels start turning in his head here. So if there are voice recordings of you with this person, they don't exist, Cyrax?
I talked to her on the phone for like 2 minutes, and that was it. But it was.
And you sent your penis to this person.
It was nothing sexual, Marty. Okay, and you doing this hacking crap, that's gonna end you up in prison. It might not be a year from now or whatever, but eventually you will go to prison.
Wait, when was this supposed to have happened?
Let me get the screenshots. Utter panic. Utter fucking panic. I can actually have Cindy Lou come up here and tell her side of the story, Cyrax.
Let's have Cindy Lou on. That'll sort it out.
Right. So did you or did you not send your penis picture to a slow transgender person?
Well, but when did this happen?
Like a week ago? Now he starts to fucking lose it.
Was this like during when I was blocked, or?
I'm not sure, but this person is like clearly retarded.
Was it after like the first video where he professed his love for me?
Oh, when you were together, he was two-timing you with Lava and other women as well.
Wait, I thought. What?
Correct. He is a two-timer or a three-timer or a four-timer.
Where did he go?
There he goes. There he goes. Because he knows that he's been sending his penis picture to a. Oh, there he is.
Marty, do you want me to end my life?
No.
Do you want me to end my life? Enough is enough.
You need to quit sexting retarded people.
It's Marty. I'll tell you later.
Who's that?
Marty, I'm telling you right now, you need to fucking quit. Cause you wanna know what you do to me every day? This is what you make me wanna do every fucking day because of what you fucking do to me.
Okay, we gotta pause right here for a second because there's something I want to bring up right fucking now. If you can't tell, that is a stylus. Yes, he is threatening to endgame himself in Minecraft with a fucking stylus, but there's something that makes this even more ridiculous, somehow. Apparently, there's a video of him shoving that same stylus up his ass and licking it. If I got my timeline of events correct, this happened before he threatened to off himself with it. So, yeah. He apparently sent this video of him doing that with the stylus to a troll that may or may not have been Marty, just, as an alias. I don't even know what to say to that. Let's just keep fucking going, because this shit gets more ridiculous.
Can't stop it.
This is what you put me through, Marty.
Don't shut the door, Sally. Come in.
This is what you do to me, Marty, every day.
You sent a penis picture to a retarded person.
All I've asked was for you to stop.
You had phone sex with a retard.
Let it go, Marty. That's old. Quit this now.
It was 3 days ago.
Quit it, Marty.
It was 3 days ago.
Put the knife down, Cyrax, please.
Gents, come on now. Gents.
No.
I'm gonna turn the internet off.
No. Sally.
No, don't.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Yep. Put it down. Put it down, Cyrax.
No.
You need to stop what you're doing.
Cyrax, you're gonna get 5150, dude. Put it down. I mean, you're...
You need to stop, Marty.
Put the knife down, Cyrax.
That's his grandma, Sally, telling him to knock this shit off just for extra context. We'll have a little bit more about the grandma later.
The knife is a fucking pen, but Marty, this is what you do to me every day.
Wait, what is it, baby?
A pen?
It's the fucking pen that I use, but Marty, this is what you fucking do to me every day, and you think it's a joke. It's not a joke, Marty.
All because he got caught sending his penis to a retard girl.
I'm gonna move ahead a bit because there's more where he tries to tell off Marty and another troll named Schmecklecat because it highlights how bad Cyrax is defending himself or really just making any kind of fucking argument.
That whole Cindy Lau shit, that was fake, and you know it. So don't even go there, nigga. You know that was fake. You know you got for you.
Cyrax, if you knew it was fake, you would just say, yeah, I knew it was a troll. You wouldn't get tongue-tied, and you wouldn't have to pull a pen to your neck.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Okay, so Cyrax, are you going to tell us who Cindy Lou is and why you sent them a picture of your penis?
Hey, Marty, why don't you go fuck yourself, you fucking faggot.
While you're talking to
Go
Strawberry
fuck
Sunshine,
yourself, bitch.
While you're talking to Strawberry,
You're a monster and everyone knows it,
You're a
Marty.
cheater.
Cyrax, you raped a blind kid, you strangled your grandmother, you're the monster, dude.
He did assault his grandma and he did get arrested for it. As for the blind kid thing, I'm gonna cover that in the next section where we look at his criminal activity, because holy shit is that a fucking mess to try and make sense of. Marty has a recording of Cyrax talking to Cindy. I would show it, but it's pretty long. I'll just link the video showing more of that in the description if you want to hear the whole thing. I'm just gonna end it with these clips.
If you didn't believe that Cindy Lou was real, why would you spend 15 minutes talking to her? You don't know.
Why do you do the shit that you do?
I've told you.
Same fucking thing, Marty. Why do you do what you do?
To the best of my recollection, he started dating Strawberry on the 1st. In that period of time, there he goes.
Yeah, there he goes.
In that period of time, he has cooked up a sexually charged conversation with a disabled woman. He's blocked her for Lava Girl. He has sent his penis to numerous women and even men. And it's just unfortunate that this is the situation we find ourselves in.
Yeah, I think the Christian comparison is coming a little more accurate now. Unfortunately, the crazy train does not stop here. We have to get into the less funny territory and the more fucked up territory. Strap yourselves in. I mentioned earlier that Cyrax assaulted his grandma back in 2012 and he was arrested for it. He strangled her. You gotta be a special kind of fucked up to choke an elderly person, I'm just saying. Sally, the grandma, dropped the charges, so I don't think Cyrax spent that long in jail, if he even went to jail at all. But it does get worse, unfortunately. Before I drop this bombshell, we have to talk about Cyrax's dad. You see, his dad is a registered sex offender. He sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl on a bike path when he was 25 years old and did a 20-year stint in prison because of it. He changed his name from RuPaul Marks to Angus Ravenwood, and now lives in Anchorage, Alaska. So if you're a minor in Anchorage, be careful. Marty actually got a hold of Angus and found out that Angus was posting pictures of underage boys in drag on Pinterest. Yeah. They alerted his workplace, and according to other people who've covered this, Angus did get fired. Angus swears, and he did this on stream, he swore that he didn't rape the 14-year-old, but there was DNA evidence in the trial, so yeah, I don't believe him on that one. Unfortunately, this is a case of the apple not falling far from the tree. You see, Cyrax and his multiple allegations of him allegedly sending dick pics to minors. I'm only going to talk about one of these allegations because this one in particular was a sting op by another channel that was trying to expose Cyrax. They posed as a 14-year-old girl. Cyrax, knowing that the person, at least under the impression the person he was talking to was 14, sent a video of himself masturbating. And Cyrax's defense against this was that he thought they were a troll.
All day long, I was getting troll messages from Massachusetts all day long, right? Well, there was this person that was texting me. I thought that it was a troll.
So I went along with it. Okay, I went along with this, thinking that it was just that, a fucking troll. I was fucking with their head. And it turns out that that person that was acting like a kid was actually a fucking kid. And it sickens me. And now because of these motherfucking trolls, I'm on the verge of going to jail over some shit that was a total misunderstanding.
Even if you thought they were trolling and they weren't actually 14, just in the off chance the person is telling the truth or they're just a minor in general, don't send sexually explicit materials to them or send them pictures of your dick. Matter of fact, PSA, don't do that for anyone, period. Unless you're like married to them or something. Even then, I don't know about that, man. Because, you know, y'all get divorced or some shit. She could just leak that on social media just to fuck with you. I don't know. Just don't send explicit material over messages just at all unless you're okay with other people seeing it. Just my rule of thumb on that. But Cyrax, if that was true and you thought it was a troll, and that's still dumb and that's not really an excuse. There's more to this. He got confronted by a group called Masshole Reports who are the ones who did this whole op to expose him. And oh boy, this turns to a fucking mess.
Hi, Cyrax.
Hi, bitch. What the fuck is your goddamn problem, you damn cuntbag?
I don't really care for pedophiles.
Shut the fuck up. Why are you doing this shit? Oh, wait, I know. It's because you want me off the internet.
All right, Cyrax, I do want you off the internet because you're unsafe to be around children. You are a sexual predator. And you need to calm down, ma'am.
Wow, fucking wow. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Seriously, you know damn well you don't want me on the internet because you don't like me. So what do? You pretend to be a fucking 14-year-old and trap me knowing that I got fucking problems, bitch. Knowing that...
You're a pedophile, Chance, and you're a sexual deviant.
Right, yeah.
You don't belong on the internet, you belong in an institution.
Wow. Here's the deal, you dumb cuntbag little bitch. One, you know damn well I did nothing to you to warrant what you fucking did. I didn't...
No, Chance, but you did send your dick to what you thought was a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, her actions don't really need a reason. You're the one who took the bait. You're the one who sent your fucking penis and asked for nudes from a 14-year-old girl. There's no reason, you know, anyone has to go after a predator, except the fact that predators need to be exposed, and that's what you are.
Wow, you really think you're gonna get away with this shit, you fucking bitch-ass cunt?
Do you think you're going to...
See, here's your deal, bitch. Here's your problem, you fucking bitch. And don't you goddamn dare move me either. Because I want you to fucking hear this shit. What you did, you know what you were doing. You know what the fuck you were doing. You know you didn't like me. So what do? You sit there and you fucking trick me. Everyone who knows me knows that I'm not a goddamn pedophile. You fucking tricked me into that shit.
Okay, Chance, but that's not what we're hearing from a lot of people that you are. So I'm showing right here, Chance, where you sent the dick pic. And as it turns out, nobody asked for it. So can you explain why you sent a jerk off video when it wasn't asked for and how that is entrapment?
Oh, bitch, shut the fuck up. For real.
Yeah, that is the best response being caught doing some disgusting shit like this, ain't it? Just tell the person to shut the fuck up. Totally exonerates you in a court of law, by the way. This is a legal hack. I heard it from a friend who's totally a lawyer.
There and pretended, knowing that I was going through enough already. You need to back off. For real. Knock this shit off. You sat there and pretended and admitted on Marty's stream. No, shut the fuck up. You admitted on Marty's fucking stream that you don't like me. You admitted that shit, and then you would do whatever it took. Now because of you, I'm labeled as something I'm not. Which is bullshit. Because of you, I tried to take my...
Ma'am, you need to calm down, take a seat, okay?
Okay, this defense makes zero goddamn sense. Just because these people don't like you doesn't make what you did no longer valid, and screaming about it isn't going to change the fact that you sent a video of you jerking off to someone you thought was a minor. During this screaming match, Sally comes in, like you tell him to shut the fuck up because according to people in this call, it's like 4 a.m. And, you know, no one wants to hear that shit at 4 a.m.
It's Kate, not Caitlin.
Yeah, and you
can call me Caitlin if you want. I'm cool with that.
and you jerked off on the blind kid and he couldn't even see it coming.
Oh my! That was
Jesus.
That was off color.
Oh, here comes Sally.
Yeah.
Unmute.
I'm being labeled as a pedophile wrongfully. Wrongfully.
Does he sound? I don't know about you, but I think he reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior when he's talking.
Cyrax, can you bring Sally in here so she can see these?
Let me tell you all right now, Kate, you need to fucking stop. You admitted on Marty's stream that you did all this because you don't want me on the internet, because you don't fucking like me. Well, guess what, bitch?
No. What I said was I don't want you on the internet because you hang out on children's games and you send dick pics to what you think are 14-year-old children.
Blah, blah. You can burn in hell, you dumb cunt. You can burn in fucking hell, bitch. Because let me tell you right now, it's little bitches like you that deserve to have their necks fucking slit. It's bitches like you that...
Oh, we can't have that.
No, shut the fuck up.
We can't have that.
Yeah, he really does not have a defense for this. I have to say this because as hilarious as it is watching this guy scream and yell over and over again as he's exposed for doing this kind of shit, don't do these sting operations. If any of you watch this think, oh yeah, that'd be a cool way to do a channel, don't fucking do it. If you're going to do a sting operation to bait someone into being inappropriate with a minor and have a decoy and all that shit, get actual fucking law enforcement involved and don't make a video about it. Chances are your sting operation can't even be used in a court because it might end up being considered entrapment depending on how you go about it. I don't fully understand how entrapment works. I've watched some videos of people explaining it and even they're kind of like, they don't 100% know if that's the most accurate way to explain it because they're not lawyers, they're not law enforcement, that kind of stuff. So even if like you do the whole thing and the person sends you something inappropriate, don't make a video about it. Go to the fucking police. The police might not end up being able to use that in a court of law, but here's what they might be able to do. They might allow them to investigate further, then actually catch them doing something fucked up that they can use to arrest them and get them charged. You going loud and making an exposed video for the whole, yeah, it's entertaining and all that. Yeah, you get them clicks and stuff. Get that YouTube bread, all that. But at the end of the day, if someone is a legit threat to minors, they need to be investigated and put in jail. And YouTubers are just not equipped to deal with this kind of thing. If you don't believe me, look at the EDP situation. And that motherfucker is back on YouTube, by the way. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox. I fucking hate doing this kind of shit. Let's move on. But I wish we could say we were done here, but there's another thing. I mentioned about that blind kid story, and I'm gonna have to summarize this because someone compiled a video of everything talk about this, and it's over an hour long. But Cyrax told a story on a stream about a kid named Billy who sexually assaulted him back when they were in high school. He claims during a sleepover when the lights went out, Billy assaulted him. Here's the thing. Billy is apparently half blind, but is considered legally blind. So you mean to tell me a legally blind kid found you in the dark and assaulted you? Another hole in the story is the school found out and expelled Cyrax, but not Billy. And Cyrax says Billy wrote a note and said he apologized for what happened. And later on, Cyrax says that Billy told the principal but lied and said that Cyrax had assaulted him.
So I went down there to talk to the principal. And he had brought up the fact that Billy had told him what happened. And I looked at him, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, okay, he told you what happened. And he apparently turned around, and this does happen to a lot of people, mind you. As sad as it is, Billy had turned the story around and said that I had done it to him, and which wasn't true at all. Like, I had the marks and everything on me at that time to prove it. I had still had, scratch marks on my arm from where he was trying to keep a hold of me. And I had even told Billy, I was like, show me your fucking lip where I fucking elbowed your ass. Like, show him. And he was like, no, I don't have to do anything, blah, blah, blah. and the principal didn't enforce it. And unfortunately, they had to expel me because he was underage at the time. And the principal was like, look, you know, I kind of figured like this wasn't you. Because like he had talked to Billy and Billy's parents and family, and the principal had them take him home. And when I sat down and I talked to the principal by myself with my family present, he had said, you know, like, look, I know you're not a bad student. I know you wouldn't do anything like this. But unfortunately, due to the age that he is, and you being the older one, you know, I'm going to have to expel you to keep this from, you know, happening again. And I was just like, I was in shock. I'm like, really? So you're just going to let him, like, go like that? Like, why isn't he getting expelled? And why am I to be the one to get expelled?
This story makes no sense to me, because if the principal later figured out that it was Billy that did it, wouldn't protocol be to expel Billy, you know, to prevent him from, I don't know, assaulting another student? But Marty got involved in this and actually found Billy and contacted him, and Billy tells a completely different story.
Yeah, I do. Sorry about the details being a little fuzzy,
yeah, that's more than fine.
But you know, I just remember, I was either on my belly on the floor, or I think I was searching for something, and the next thing I know is I'm in a doggy style position, and basically, my pants and underwear come off, or at least down to the ankles, and he basically gets behind me and just starts rubbing himself on my ass, basically. No penetration, but I want to say it was probably just a way to get himself erect. Who the hell knows? Sure. And then he flipped me onto my back, or at least moved me onto my back, and ended up sucking and jerking me off until I ended up ejaculating. And he seemed to have enjoyed that, because when I was about ready to ejaculate, he had said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, I can hear it."
I mean, I'm sorry. There's a lot to process here. First off, so he pulled your pant to his ankles and he started rubbing against the exterior of your backside.
Yes. And at this point, I had never given any type of consent whatsoever. And, you know, when stuff like that happens, sometimes it takes your brain a while to process.
Sure.
Billy's story makes more sense, but this is a case of he said at this point. Like I said, there's an hour-plus video compiling all like the on-stream stuff about this if you want to watch/listen to the whole thing. There's a part where Cyrax and Billy argue with each other on stream, and it's mostly Cyrax thinking that if he screams louder than Billy, that means he wins, but it doesn't do anything to disprove anything Billy says in his version of events. I doubt we're ever going to get a definitive answer to this, but going off what I've seen and heard, I'm inclined to think Cyrax is guilty. But that is purely my opinion on this whole thing, so make up your own mind if you do sit down and watch the whole thing. But let's wrap this up. I wasn't sure where to fit this into the video, and in hindsight I probably should have put it in the intro. But Cyrax lives in filth, and it needs more than just a little spring cleaning, because Cyrax has scabs and bed bugs. That's the level of filth this guy lives in, and you can see in some of the videos where he's scratching these disgusting looking scabs on his head. And from other stuff I've seen, it's a lot worse than just on his head. And the sad thing is, I'm probably not even scratching the surface of this shit. The description's gonna have a shitload of links to videos if you want to see more coverage of this guy. I'm gonna go back to bashing my head against the wall known as Melania and Elden Ring now. If you made it through this video, please consider liking and subbing and all that shit.